Tonight, the King 5 investigators expose healthcare facilities are denying Washington patients access to their own medical records, and it's impacting their health, employment, and in some cases, legal cases.
As Kristen Goodwillie reveals, complaints to the state have nearly doubled since 2020. Some patients are waiting months, even years, for their records that, by law, should take just 3 weeks.
I think the damage was more me. It was really just physical and emotional.
Last year, another driver rear-ended Elba Quijano as she drove through South Seattle.
My back was tweaked a little bit and it was just causing me a lot of pain.
Elba's attorney needed her medical records from a multi-care facility to file personal injury and insurance claims. Under Washington state law, healthcare providers must hand over your medical records within 15 days or 3 weeks. Elba's request took about 4 months. Initially, she did get a response from Multicare. They claimed she had never been treated there at all.
It was really frustrating because I knew that I had gone. I knew that I went to go get checked up. I knew that I was there. I knew that I wasn't okay.
Without her medical records, Elba's legal case couldn't move forward, delaying the financial help she needs.
It can be very stressful. It can affect your mental health, your well-being. There has been a lot of just holdbacks financially, and it wasn't something that I was prepared for financially to happen.
Elba isn't alone. King 5 obtained data from the Department of Health showing in the last 4 years, complaints about obtaining medical records almost doubled, from 59 in 2020 to 112 in 2024. If this year stays on pace, the state should expect 2025 to be the worst yet, at 135 complaints filed.
Accessing your medical records is a right. It's something that you should be able to do.
These complaints reveal devastating consequences, like the state denying workers' compensation claims, job termination, and delayed medical care. One patient told the state the medical facility was holding medical records ransom. The desperation is clear. Patients saying they've exhausted all means, trying to get records about their own health.
It's information about myself. It's information about my health.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2019.
The financial burden can be just as devastating. Linda O'Brien from Pierce County tried to get her cancer treatment records after being fired for requesting to work from home. Multicare said she had to cough up $2,200 to get that information, more than the cost of her mortgage. Faced with no job or medical insurance, Linda couldn't afford it.
Don't lose faith and stand up for yourself because you're worth it.
Linda eventually got her records, but the process took time she didn't have. Shortly after winning a $3 million jury verdict for workplace discrimination, she died. In a statement to King 5, Multicare said part of its mission is to ensure patients have access to their medical records in a timely and efficient manner. It's important to note the lawsuits and increase in health record complaints suggest this problem extends beyond individual facilities.
And not having those records easily available be catastrophic.
Plaintiff attorney Nick Lepre argued 2 cases, including Elba's, in front of a judge.
For clients, we recently paid a bill for over $900 for a copy of a client's medical records. And we can't move their case forward without it. We're filing lawsuits against hospitals for records that they should be just getting to us.
Lepre argued Multicare and Swedish Health Services were breaking state law, and in doing so, causing harm to people like Elba. The judge agreed and ordered the health systems not only to provide the records, but pay fees associated with them.
But I'd like to see that system improve because, like I said, it doesn't just affect me. It affects everybody. It affects continuity of care. I mean, it is a systemic issue that I think, unfortunately, we need to address.
I do think that this can get resolved, and I hope that things can get better from this and that it doesn't have to continue happening to other people.
Senator Tina Orwell of Des Moines sponsored a bill earlier this year to address patients' access to medical records as well as the high costs. The bill stalled this session but will return next year.
Kristen, do you know why these delays are happening in the first place?
Well, I did ask hospital systems that, and really the only thing I got was during that hearing in Olympia earlier this year. Multicare essentially said to legislators they're overwhelmed. They had more than 10,000 medical records requests in 2024. But patients say that's not an excuse. The law is the law, and these delays are impacting lives.
That is a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. You can get much more from our investigative team on the King 5 Plus app. Every month, they spotlight their headline-making stories in a 30-minute special.